What's going on, guys? Coach Prashab from Elevate Fitness back with another video. Today we're discussing the potential benefits of adding isometrics to your warm-ups. So let's get it. Typically, warm-ups are meant to raise body temperature, increase muscle activity, increase muscle potentiation, and increase core temperature, get the mind and the body ready for the activity or the training sessions. Why are we sort of adding isometrics and what sort of isometrics can we add? That's what we're discussing in this video. Whenever we're trying to work on increasing performance and power output, one of the things that we see a lot in the literature is post-activation potentiation. So have you ever wondered why a second set of an exercise feels better than the first? That's to do with post-activation potentiation of that muscle. So what do we mean by PAP? PAP is basically just a way of increasing power performance or power outputs based on the previous contractile history of the muscle. So this may all sound very fancy, but typically whenever we're taking the body or the muscles through certain ranges of motion or doing certain movements, it gets fatigued, but it also gets warmed up, if you know what I mean. And with PAP, what happens is that once you have a muscle activated and then you have a sufficient amount of rest, which is not too much or not too little, you have a higher performance or a better performance in the subsequent sets or in the subsequent muscle contractions. By adding these and by working on that PAP, we also manage to increase our rate of force development and power output, and that's primarily everything that we're looking for going into a session or going into a game. So what sort of isometrics can you do and should you do and where should you start? That's what we'll now cover. So there are 4 types of isometric contraction exercises that we can do or implement. The first is overcoming isometrics. So this is pushing or pulling against an immovable object, like say against a wall or against the squat rack pins. The second is extreme isometrics, that will be basically holding large scale joint angles or holding very extreme ranges of joint angles under load. And then we also have yielding isometrics. These are basically holding certain positions without succumbing to gravity. And then lastly, we have oscillatory isometrics, which is basically like a very contract relax method and where you see very bouncy sort of sets or exercises. For most of us out there, overcoming isometrics might be difficult to do based on resource availability. So a good place to start is at extreme isometrics, which is holding long duration holds at extreme joint angles, and also yielding isometrics, which is basically holding specific positions without succumbing to gravity. If you have access to squat racks and pins, and you have access to a large amount of equipment in that sense, you can definitely use overcoming isometrics as well and incorporate them within your workouts. These can also be done with a paired set or used via like a French contrast training, where you are performing a maximum intent, max voluntary contraction of a muscle using isometrics, overcoming isometrics, and then going on to a more dynamic exercise. So say for example, where you're pushing against the squat pins and pushing up into a squat, holding that for like 5 to 10 seconds, and then going into like a thunder movement jump. That's a very good way of doing overcoming isometrics. But if you don't have that, and since we're talking about warm-ups in this video, why I feel like extreme isometrics and yielding isometrics work well is because they are less intense on the muscles, less fatiguing on the muscles, but also very good to improve our neural drive. So to get the mind and muscle connection, to get the signaling of movement occurring well and efficiently through the neural drive, through the tendons, through the joints, and then into the muscle to then make movement happen. And extreme isometrics, holding those positions, will also make us very good at holding certain positions that we get into during games or in training sessions. Although these are not extremely fatiguing, you will feel some sort of fatigue. And the main thing is that even isometrics will work on a continuum, and the right dosage needs to be figured out by you or your coach for yourself. Another thing why we're sort of including these in our warm-ups is sometimes warm-ups get very monotonous. Sometimes you want to switch things up just to get the mind ready. And I really love isometrics from a tendon health and joint health perspective, because Tendons and joints react much better to slow and controlled movement. So if we can focus on that in our warm-up, we have that done along the way as well. So you don't really need to, put that into a training session later. So taking care of that in your warm-ups works really well in improving performance and looking at things from an overall perspective. So adding it and using the right dosage for you guys, you might need to experiment a little bit and do some trial and error with it and see how you feel within your workouts and your sessions and your game sessions. And it's all about striking the right balance between fatigue, which will impair or reduce performance, and potentiation, which will improve and increase performance. So I hope you guys like this video. If you did like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And this is Coach Rishabh signing out. Like I always say, train hard, eat right, recover well and conquer performance.